Hey Internet, my name is Rhea. I have 3 adorable kids, a very loving and supportive husband, and a dog named Harley that I am unabashedly obsessed with. Look at her. Over the last few years, I really lost my spark. My motivation to keep my house in order kind of disappeared, and it all started to feel just really overwhelming. But with the help of a supportive family and a really good therapist, I've been able to start getting back to the things that bring me joy. So now I get to start making my home feel like my home again. I'm finding me again. I like to have a clean home. I like to organize. I love to be silly, and I love to bring joy to others. So here I am, starting this journey with all of you. As an introvert with anxiety, I feel a little bit crazy putting myself out there, but if I can help just one person feel seen and feel like maybe they too can get things together, then it's all worth it. We all lose our spark sometimes, and I'm here to tell you that it can be found again. So sit back, hang out with me, grab a beverage of your choice, and let's hang out. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope we can be friends. Let's go. Hello, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I am very behind on all of the things. I like to think of it though in my brain that I'm not behind. I just wanted to make sure that it really counts when I do it this time. So I let it get extra dirty so that my cleaning products really could shine. Do you believe me? I'm gonna clean my bathrooms and I'm gonna get dinner in the crock pot, and I really need to wipe down the stainless steel in my kitchen. That's rough. So I'm gonna just try to do all the things. I need to eat breakfast, and I already feel like I need a nap. It's one of those days, one of those flustery in my brain days. So I think I'm gonna categorize it. I'm going to make my breakfast and eat it and make a list of all of the things that I would like to accomplish today, and then try to prioritize them while also momming this tiny little human. Thanks. So come along this hot mess of a journey with me. I don't know if that was a full sentence, but that's where I am today. It's a very foggy brain day for me. My executive function is very much executive dysfunction. It's overwhelming, but it's now overwhelming me how messy it is, as opposed to overwhelming me of just not wanting to do it. So my house is messy. I'm gonna clean it. We need to eat dinner. I'm going to get it started now so I don't have to think about it later. I'm going to make a list and prioritize that stuff first, and I'm also gonna eat so that I can do the things on the list. So this should be fun. Let's go. It's a lot less overwhelming once you write it down. I know that it's nuanced and there's steps in each activity, but once you write it down, you're oh, that's 6 things. Not so scary. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. I'm already out of order. It's fine. Welcome to my bathroom. Once again, here we are. My shower has white grout, which was probably one of the worst decisions that I've made in my life, but I've made a lot of very questionable decisions, so it is what it is at this point. But I did find a product that works really, really well to help with those stains and keep it from like getting too moldy, I guess, for lack of a better word. And this is like a couple of weeks worth of gross. So it could be a lot worse, but I try to keep up on it as much as I can. But this Clorox spray is the only thing that I found that really keeps the worst of it at bay. I love this stuff, but it does smell just terrible. So I'm just making sure I spray the worst of the spots extra and then kind of giving it a light coat all over. I'm at the very end of this bottle, which is always sad, but a little bit goes a long way. And I just let it sit while I get the rest of the bathrooms going, and then I scrub it down with water. I don't have a handheld shower, which would be ideal, but I make it work with what I have right now currently. Now this stuff is magic. Try it at your own discretion though, because like I said, it's got a very powerful smell. So I crack the window and I turn on the fan, and I live in Oregon, so you always check the weather, because if it rains in your house if your window's open. And now that the shower is sprayed, I'm gonna go and get the crockpot dinner prepped. It's a wild rice soup and I'm really excited. I'm really cool now because I got my ingredients out in a really cool way, just in case you didn't notice. I'm making a wild rice and mushroom soup. I'll link the recipe down in the comments, but I cleaned my carrots just so you're aware. They weren't dirty, and the mushrooms are clean too. So like, don't at me or whatever the term is. I'm old. This one was really easy to put together. You'll see all the ingredients. Well, you did, because I'm so cool in how I got them out. My celery is frozen. I buy the big bags of celery at Costco, and I usually will use what I need initially, and then I just chop up the rest, measure it, label it, and put it in the freezer, and it makes it so you always have the celery available for your soups and stuff. What is it? Bain-marie? I don't think that's the right thing. Mirepoix, that's it. The mirepoix for like soups and stuff always calls for celery, and I never had it. And then I had a stroke of genius, and I keep the celery frozen in my freezer, and it still is good to put in the soups and stuff. So cutting onions is always a struggle for me. I hate it. Or they hate me. I think that's what it is. Onions have it out for me. But I've tried the wet towel, I've tried rinsing it, I've tried like glasses, all the things, but it never fails that my eyes melt out of my face. I have not tried a hazmat suit though. Maybe I'll look into that. The crockpot has been really great for me in making sure that I stay consistent with my meal planning. I used to like the term routine, but the way that my brain works, I feel like rhythm is more of a fair term for how I keep things going. Like I get really, really good into a really good rhythm with like keeping my shower clean, keeping the bathrooms clean and stuff. But, inevitably that, it ebbs and flows, right? So, getting back into the rhythm of staying on top of that stuff is always nice. But routine, the way that my brain hears that word, if I get out of my routine, I feel like I've maybe failed or I'm falling short. But when I use the term rhythm, it's like, well, it's a rhythm, it's up and down. And, you could say that I'm just, pacifying my brain, but that's how my brain works. It ebbs and flows. I hyperfixate on things for a while and then I kind of burn out. And I think that, even people who don't have ADHD like me have that happen. So I'm just trying to give the world a more gentle term to use, I suppose. But now that everything's in the crock pot, I'm just going to set it and go finish doing everything else. I also am somebody that really needs to write things down, and my ADHD planner really helps me keep track of all that stuff, and rewards are very motivational. I don't care who you are. A good reward, like a dance party with the munchkin, always motivates me to keep going. Okay. Oh, remember, don't touch it. It's gross.
Okay, I'll keep the toilet safe.
Well, I sleep a lot better at night now knowing that my 3-year-old will protect our toilet. But now we're just cleaning the bathrooms. It's Barkeeper's Friend Spray, which did a really good job on the sinks, and then Honest Company, that's the brand. They're antibacterial for the counters and everything. And then I just used my e-cloths for the glass. It's nice to switch things up. A little bit more stressful because Alice likes to help a lot. So because it's not the vinegar spray, I'm a little bit more wary of what she touches, but I don't want to discourage her from helping. So I just try to be a little bit more diligent in watching her. Now to the master bathroom. I can't wait to change this bathroom. Yes, I did pick everything out, but we were in a hurry when we built this house. So I didn't get a chance to really sit in it and visualize things very well. And it was like one day and you had to pick everything. So there was a lot of settling happening, and like, it's a nice house. I recognize that, it's a good space and everything is fine. And don't worry, I watched Alice. Spoiler alert, she did not fall out the window. There is a screen there and a roof right under it, but don't worry, I did pay attention. It just doesn't look like it because the only footage you're seeing is me not looking at her, but I did watch her very closely. Anyways, about my bathroom, I have a lot of ideas, things that I can just do, like painting some tile or painting the walls, things like that are relatively inexpensive until I can just completely gut it and redo it. But I want to make it worth it because we've technically already paid for this bathroom once to be done the first time. So I don't know, trying to make it count. But now I'm spraying some Method shower spray on the tile. I've already rinsed the floor, so I'm not just like standing in bleach spray. And I'm just scrubbing the shower out. This Clorox spray, it is a bleach, so I think that's why it makes the grout look clean. And I'm assuming it is clean because it's not like orange and black anymore. But like just scrubbing the grout is fine, but at least with, I don't know, it didn't cure enough or something. I have to be careful about over scrubbing it or the grout just comes out. And that was before I started using the Clorox spray. Like, it's just always been an issue. So I try to be careful, and we'll need to re-grout it again. But the shower does look really clean, and there isn't any like orange or black or anything left once I use that spray. And it still smells bad though, because the Clorox spray smells really bad. It clears out, it gets better, but it takes it like a good solid 24 hours. I think one of the biggest things I found is that there's a major learning curve when it comes to balancing expectations and how you like envisioned things and like how they actually are. Like, having kids for me can be really overwhelming sometimes. Like, of course I wanted them. I know it's hard for other people, and like, I don't want to sound ungrateful in any way, because I recognize that, it doesn't work out for some people, and that can be really hard. But I think it's a grass is greener kind of situation sometimes too, because, I don't want to be flippant about, parenting is hard. And then you have people say, but at least you can have kids. And I totally recognize that. And I'm compassionate and, sympathetic to that. And, having kids is hard. It takes a lot out of you. I have mental health things that I deal with, and a lot of them were things that I didn't even realize were an issue until I had kids. And it's just been a balancing game for me to not let my lack of control overwhelm me and completely shut me down, which became an issue for a long time. And I just kind of started to crumble and feel like I was never going to be all of the things. And, with therapy and patience, I've been able to reach a better place. And, it's still a process. It's still work every day to be present and be okay with the messes and, be in that rhythm of up and down. But, finding things that work for me, like a planner and my crock pot and meditation and therapy and, going on a run, just finding things that really work to help lift your spirit and remind you that, you're doing a good job, and it's not going to be perfect all the time. But sometimes that imperfection is perfection because you're present in the moment, and there might be watercolor everywhere, and that might be inside making you completely nuts, for lack of a more sensitive word. But that's how I feel inside sometimes when, my kids are actually just being kids and normal. but knowing that that's temporary and this is a moment for them, and they're going to remember you being there as opposed to you constantly following them with a paper towel, wiping everything up, right? So a long-winded moment of philosophical Rhea, but just in the process of like making these videos and kind of, I guess, watching myself process these things, it's been really humbling, and I'm also very proud of myself for the place that I've gotten to, because I had some really low, dark moments, and it's been really healing to, find myself again, find that balance, get into that rhythm, and also actually be okay when I'm at the bottom of the rhythm, or however you would say it, but just being okay with things being a mess sometimes, and knowing that, we can clean it up later. It's okay. You don't have to do all the things and be all the things all the time. Here's your friendly reminder. If you have a dishwasher, wipe out the inside of it in the moldy spots. I try to do it at least once a week. And pull the, filter out and give it a good old spray down. I spray mine with Dawn Power Spray. Let it sit while I finish doing everything else, and then I spray it out, give it a scrub, and stick it back in. And it makes my dishwasher less gross. And I'm assuming it helps it work longer. I don't know the science behind that. Would that be considered science or mechanics? Or is that the same thing? I don't know. But it's probably really good to keep it clean.
It smells so good.
Now it's time to finish up dinner. Everything else has been done. Hooray! So I'm just adding some coconut milk. There's a little bit of butter in there. This recipe is technically vegan, but I didn't have vegan butter. I used regular butter, but everything else is animal free. But I'm just mixing that in, letting it thicken up. We'll have some bread and have dinner. Connor is home. The day is winding down, and it was a good day.
Yeah! Let me try the soup. So,
Not bad. Are you gonna try the soup?
it's actually pretty good. I can eat this.
That's very high praise.
I mean, there's nothing you make that I can't eat. I just
You
don't.
tried the soup, Al?
It's too big to eat it. Hi!
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it yummy?
I don't want to eat the soup.
Can you try the soup?
It's too hot to eat right
It's
now.
not too hot to eat right now.
Yes, it
I
is.
tried it a number of times.
Alice jumped in.
Yuck. No, it's good.
Memories are in